Hi everyone, welcome to the channel dedicated to sharing the profound insights and wisdom of Andromedan contactee Alex Collier. If you're new here, you're in for a journey that expands your mind and consciousness, bringing you closer to understanding the messages from the fifth density Andromedan extraterrestrials. For those returning, we're grateful for your continued support. Before we dive into today's enlightening content, we have a small favor to ask. If you find value in the knowledge shared in this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your engagement helps us amplify Alex Collier's message, allowing us to reach a larger audience with these vital messages. We'd also love to hear from you, so please engage with the comments below. Whether it's a question, your thoughts, or even just an emoji for the sake of engagement, every comment counts. We read every single comment, and your feedback is incredibly valuable to us, as it all contributes to our mission of expanding this community. So please don't hesitate to leave your thoughts below. Additionally, if you'd like to support us further, consider giving a super thanks tip by clicking the heart with the $sign. This small gesture allows us to continue bringing you more of Alex's messages, unfiltered and directly from his lifelong experiences with the Andromedans. Today's video includes a compilation of several of the many important questions Alex Collier has received over the past few years, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video.
Alex, was Starlink starting to be installed on the day that Facebook was hit, 4th of October? This seems to tie in with Cliff High's predictions for this month in a way, despite that he isn't focused on the idea of Starlink project. In my circles, there is a question. Is the 15th a significant date? I wonder if that is when Starlink will be fully installed across the globe. I've been following Michelle Fielding and Janine Moreau for updates surrounding these events, and I've been talking to others more about your work recently. Thank you. Starlink.
Thank you, Kay. Starlink has been going up into space for, I think, nearly 2 years now. There are hundreds and hundreds of satellites up there already. So no, it didn't start last week. It's been well in process. Will it be finished by the 15th? I absolutely don't know. Is it operational? I am sure the satellites that are up there are being tested, and they're being linked to one to another. They're also probably being linked to specific areas or relay stations on the ground. Having worked on the Iridium satellite project when I worked for Motorola Global Satellite Systems, that is actually the model for Starlink. Except my understanding is that the Starlink are military hardened, which means they would take a pretty strong solar flare, gamma ray, things of that nature. They probably won't do well if a meteor flies through our atmosphere and takes some of them out. However, there's so many that they can just move others back into position, which is exactly what the Iridium satellite system is. The Iridium satellite system is also being used for live communication with military aircraft. The signal does not have to come to the ground now and then go back up. They can go ship to ship, plane to plane, etc. So Starlink would be something very, very similar to that. And of course, the technology is really advanced now. When they first put up the Iridium satellite system, it's an old technology now, but they're replacing satellites, etc. Is the 15th a specific date? I don't know. They're not going to tell us. They're not going to say, okay, Black Hats, we're going at you this day. If you remember Trump saying, we're never going to tell you when or what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. He goes, that's just stupid. And it is stupid. So there are a lot of things already going on behind the scenes. Of course, there's a lot of different scenarios regarding the takedown of the social media channels recently. There's even stories that Facebook did it on purpose to see how quickly it could go down and how quickly they could bring it up. They were testing failure points. Now, that in itself is a very interesting question. You know, every strategic move has failure points. And what I mean by that is no matter how great the plan is, there's always a weak link or a place of vulnerability. Now, the Black Hats, the New World Order, the Cabal, they have many failure points. But there's one specific key failure point that they have, that when the timing is specifically right and the move against that failure point happens, the entire system will come down all at once. Boom, like trees in a forest. They won't be able to adjust. They won't be able to move resources. The whole thing will come down. That is typically how you structure an attack and a move against an enemy that you want to remove from the equation permanently, is that you wait and you isolate that specific failure point, and then what you do is you wait for the exact time to do it. Now we're all saying, what's taking so long? What's taking so long? Why aren't we seeing more? I believe that they're just waiting for that failure point to line up. Don't ask me what the failure point is, because I specifically don't really know. I do know for a fact that it exists, and because every battlefield scenario has one. Every plan of attack has one. Every defense essentially has at least one failure point. And when it comes to this structure, this matrix that we've been all living under, they have been very, very sloppy. And they've made many mistakes. But instead of expending all of these resources, attacking it from multiple places, all at the same time, because we're not the Star Alliance, we're not fourth or fifth density star nations that have the resources to do that on a multidimensional level, aka taking out the non-terrestrials that are here, or removing them from the equation. We don't have that. As you probably are aware, the White Hats are not necessarily a large group, but they're a very intelligent group, a very smart group. So what they would do is they would know their limitations, and they would use their resources specifically to target specific failure points here in North America, South America, Europe, China, Australia, etc. And when those those failure points line up at a specific moment, they can use all their resources that they do have and go after that failure point or failure points and take the whole thing down all at once. And I am positive that using the looking glass technology, they know exactly where those points are. Because when you run war scenarios, that's what you're doing. You're gaming. You are gaming the enemy, just like they're gaming us. The problem is they don't realize all the resources the White Hats have that are both terrestrial and non-terrestrial. So we're in a remarkable time in history. Extraordinary, really. But the important thing is Yes, this is all happening around us. But the important thing is for all of us individually and, as a unit, as a family, as soul groups, to stay centered, to stay grounded, and to stay within the flow of spirit, to do whatever it is that we can do to connect to our higher source, to our true spiritual strengths. Because the shift in consciousness is not physical. It's going to affect physicality, all physicality, but it's a vibrational frequency rising. We are talking about a spiritual change that will affect all physicality. So the focus needs to be on aligning ourselves to source.
Have the A's confirmed the intel that Elena Danan and Megan Rose have provided regarding that the Moon and Mars have already been liberated of all Greys, Seeker, and Dark Fleet, and that the Earth Alliance is winning the underground war here on Earth? Corey Good is stating these reports are false. That must mean it must be true. We really need to know where things stand and who is providing accurate information. Thank you.
Great question, Alex. My support goes 100% with the girls, the ladies. Corey, Mr. Good, is, of course, totally entitled to his opinion. But the girls are giving you the most accurate information there is at the moment. They are, it seems like, connected 24/7. And that's all I can say about that, without impugning anybody. And I simply don't want to go there because no one wins those. But the ladies, excuse me, they're on top of it. They're really on top of it. And we're moving into the feminine principle. The earth, the frequency, our consciousness, it's been male dominated. And it's been so out of balance, we've really screwed things up, whether it's our fault or not. But as we're moving into the feminine principle, the male energy is going to have some difficulties because it has to relinquish power. It just has to happen. There has to be a balance. And there are many in power, or supposedly think they're in power, that are having a difficult time with that, with letting that go. But it is what it is. Okay? And the sooner everybody lets go of the fact that someone always has to be right, and it's them, the minute they let that go, then what happens is their perspective opens up 180 or more, and then suddenly they begin to see things as they really are. And then they can adjust their life to the way things really are. It is not business as usual. Everything is changed. It is changing every single day. It's changing every hour. Frankly, here on the planet and out there, you yourselves are changing. You are not the same being you were 5 minutes ago. You're just not. Things are changing constantly now. And we just have to move into the flow. And that flow is of a nurturing, feminine frequency. And, we just have to go with it. We just have to go with it because that's what it is. Now, the plan that I shared with you a couple webinars back about the move against the off-worlders, the regressives, on third, fourth, and fifth density, that movement, there were two other levels to that plan. I shared one level with you, and that's the level I know. I don't know the other two. But the intention was to do something to make them jump, which apparently some of them have done. It could be they've all done it. We just haven't heard officially about it yet. There are some rumors about some things going on Triton, one of the moons of Neptune, the largest moon of Neptune. There appears to be some goings on over there, some rounding up. So we'll see what happens. When I get clarification, I'll let you know about that. But it's all good, guys. It's all good. You know, once we get rid of this regressive off-world energy, then all we have to do is deal with our own idiots. You know, and that's what a lot of the movements going on right now are. They're about dealing with our own idiots, with our own people who have gone to a place where they have detached themselves from humanity. They think they're gods because they have this fake power of money and mind control. And when all that's taken away from them, they're going to crash. They're going to crash and they're going to burn big time, but they're also going to be extremely dangerous because they have access to technology, off-world technology. So there's an awful lot going on. But I am still extremely confident that by December, we will be able to put this behind us for the most part. We will know where we're going. And what will be involved at that point will be the cleaning up, the fixing of all the broken stuff, which is pretty much most of society, is what it's going to look like, is the beginning of fixing everything and rebuilding it. But the rebuilding, we will restructure everything. And it'll begin on a community level, and then it will build itself out into a state, and then to a national level, and then a global level. Because all the systems we had in place were all corrupt. They were broken anyway. There was graft, there was bribery, there was blackmail across the board. And then, of course, you know, the banking system itself, the graft, the human trafficking, the organ harvesting, and everything else that entails, which I don't want to talk about specifically. All that has to be replaced. And it's going to be a global effort with everyone. That's why it's important that everybody knows, so that we can all get behind making this change, so that we can all get behind making sure that not only does this get done right, but that we watch each other's back, that we protect the children, and that we really keep an eye on where our civilization is going. And we no longer give our power away. There will no longer be any career politicians. It's not going to exist anymore. And what that means is that many of you, especially the younger generation, are going to have to step up, and you're going to have to volunteer for leadership positions, which means you have to know the issues. You have to know what happened before, how it happened, why it happened, and who did it. Because you're going to be held to another standard than they were. All of us are. And that standard is to protect one another as if we are family. We don't put the needs of a corporation, we don't put the needs of a government ahead of humanity ever again. Ever again. Humanity first. Everything else is in a supporting role. And if it doesn't support it, it's gone. It's gone. And we replace it with something that is supportive of humanity. End of story, period.
Hi, the boyfriend of the Norwegian princess just came out openly saying that he is, quote, a hybrid species of reptilian and Andromeda, and also holds energies of the ancient spirits of the old world, unquote. He claims that the Greys are the ones enslaving and that they are lying about the reptilians, that the reptilians are here to help humans liberate. Do you think this is true? He also says the Greys gave the 5G to help humans destroy reptilians. And what is the deal with royals and reptilians? Thank you. You get all that.
Okay, well, there's a contradiction there. There's a contradiction there. There's a contradiction there regarding the technology piece with the Greys. God bless whoever this person is. I am not aware of any reptilian species in Andromeda. I'm just not. Are there good reptilians? Yes, there are. Like I said, there are good everywhere that are stuck in broken or totally corrupt systems. I don't know who this guy is, and this is the first I'm hearing of it. I don't even know how to respond because I know absolutely nothing about this. But the bottom line is this. For a period of time, all extraterrestrials should be off our planet. All of them. Good, bad, and different. For a period of time, it needs to be just us. So we can unite as just us. So that humanity can come together, ground in our own true frequency, which none of us really recognize because of all the manipulation. We have to ground into our own frequency. We have to come together as a unit, as a group, a soul group, or a component of different soul groups, come together as one humanity. That has to happen first. Okay, we have to come together and put aside all our bullshit differences and say, we're going to make this work. We're going to figure this out, and we're going to commit to each other, regardless of race, creed, or color, that we're going to do this. We're going to live on this planet together as a family. And when we've reached that point, then let's talk. Then let's engage with star families. But there has to be a period of time where we can just be us on this planet without being coerced or manipulated. Not to say that the whites, the benevolents are all about that. They're not. But they also understand the need for us to come together voluntarily. To come together voluntarily. That has to happen. That has to happen. We have to be solid. We have to be solid with each other. So that when we engage, when we go somewhere else and visit or choose to colonize or to explore, we're solid. We're one race, one humanity. And we not only honor each other, but we respect each other. In protecting each other, we will remain free. You understand what I'm saying? In protecting each other, we will remain free. That's got to happen. Or we're going to worship them. They're going to say, screw you, and they're going to bail. And we're going to start this cycle over again. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. You know, plus our consciousness is rising in frequency. We are all coming into our own personal power. Divinity. We are all coming into a space of genuine divinity. Many don't understand what that really means and what the implications of that are. To totally be self-confident and free, to unconditionally be responsible for oneself without being coerced by some outside influence. You want to be free? Then free yourself. Be free. And then protect the person next to you, their freedom. Your children, their freedom. At the same time, teaching them to be free.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it insightful, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on future updates. If you have any questions relating to today's video, please also leave them below. We read all the comments and take on board what our viewers have to say about Alex Collier's work. Remember, your support helps Alex Collier's knowledge and the messages from the Andromedans reach more people. If you'd like to support the channel even more, you can give us a super thanks tip by clicking the heart icon with a $sign. It really helps our team bring you more content. Also, be sure to visit alexcollier.org to sign up for our regular email newsletter. It's the best way to stay updated with the latest news, exclusive content, and upcoming live webinars. For the latest insights from Alex Collier, check out alexcollier.live. And if you want to explore over 250 past webinars, head over to alexcollier.tv. Thank you for being a part of this journey and supporting Alex Collier's work. We couldn't do this without you, and we're genuinely grateful for your support. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the vast mysteries of our universe. If you would like to see the Andromedan contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we hold a live online seminar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org.